talk for almost 20 minutes and you could not hear me. So before I get started, I'm going to check and make sure that you can hear me before I dive in again. Let's see. If you're here with me live, can you let me know if you can hear me? Before I dive in again. Boom, we have volume, we have sound. Awesome. So I'm super excited. As you can see, like this is my second time going at this one, so I refuse to let technology issues prevent me from sharing what's been on my heart to share today, right? So today I'll be going in and sharing 4 people that you need to make sure you have on your team, on your personal board of directors before you quit, right? Stick with me. I'm going somewhere today, okay? So listen, if this is your first time hearing me, coming across my page, my content, whatever it may be, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to check out what I have to share. I want to take a moment to introduce myself. I'm Danielle, the coach. I'm a certified life and leadership coach, and I help millennial entrepreneurs break up with the status quo and unapologetically create and leap into the life of their wildest dreams, their way on their terms, right? If you happen to be watching this live here with me today, do me a favor and type quit in the comments so that I can see who's here with me. And if you happen to be watching the replay, do me a favor and drop hashtag replay in the comments so that I know you came and watched it and I can come back and show you some love as well. Okay. So quit if you're here with me live, hashtag replay if you are catching the replay. So before I dive in, I just want to make an invitation like at the outset, right? If you are a millennial entrepreneur that is right now juggling growing your business as well as a 9 to 5, right? Career professional, doing all the things from 9 to 5 and then going home and working on your business and from six to whatever, right? And on the weekends, I want to, and you don't have a plan to be in your 9 to 5 forever. Like you don't aspire to retire from that particular organization, right? You have your sights set on full-time entrepreneurship. You just aren't sure what that looks like yet, right? You don't have the confidence to quit now or anytime soon, but you do have the heart posture to quit at some point in the near future. And you would really like to be able to put together and get clarity on your exit strategy, right? Because ultimately you want to be working in your business full time. Like that is the goal. If that is you, I want to make an invitation for you to schedule a complimentary strategy session with me. During this call, what we'll do is I will learn more about what you have going on and see if you are a good fit for what I have to offer, right? If I really think that I can really support you in getting from where you are to really where you really want to be, like we'll figure that out in that moment, right? So I'm putting that out there now at the outset. Go to daniellethecoach.com slash apply. I hope I said it the first time, but it's daniellethecoach.com / apply and book a call with me and we'll take it from there. Okay. So why this topic was important for me today or important to me today. I had the thought and then I had a conversation with someone yesterday and they kind of talked about, me and, the support system that I have had on this journey of taking my leap into full-time entrepreneurship. And that was just confirmation about this particular topic and the fact that I was going to go live and talk about it, right? And the importance of having a support system, but also understand that you can have a support system and still go on this journey and feel lonely. Even though you're not alone, you can feel lonely. And I just want to make you hip to it now. Like if you are the first person that in your circle, family, friend circle, sphere of influence who is doing something like what you're contemplating on doing, taking a leap, leaving, what's been secure financially, benefit wise, all of the things, and considering taking that leap into full-time entrepreneurship, into the abyss of the unknown, but also, the realm of like team no cap, right? Yeah, you might be making 6 figures, making really good income and you've afforded yourself an amazing lifestyle. However, on the other hand, there's so much more that's possible, especially when you are the CEO of not only your business, but you, right? If you're the first person to be doing that in your space, there's a certain level of understanding that most of the people around you won't have, because one, they don't have that same desire, and two, they don't have that same experience of having gone through the motions of managing the desire and making the decision to ultimately do it, and then walking in the decision, and staying and holding true to it after you have already given your notice, officially quit, and giving your everything to the business that you either are growing, starting, what have you. So I know on my personal journey, I have an amazing support system, and I call them my starting five, right? And they consist of family and God, right? My starting five. And although I have a strong support system that I know that I can lean on if I needed to, and most times I really don't, just because that's just who I am, the go-getter in me. I'm determined to figure this thing out and not be a pain and not be a bother, not be a burden. Although I have that support system, there have been moments, many moments on this journey of full-time entrepreneurship where I felt lonely, right? I knew I wasn't alone, but I felt lonely because there's just some things that are not easily understood. And there's just a certain level of empathy that most people around me don't have, right? Until I started to move a little bit differently and surround myself with others who were of like interest and doing something similar and understood the journey, right? And that's not a knock at anybody who's shown up to support me. However, there's a difference, right? There could be sympathy, then there's empathy, right? There's care, and then there's just like, no, I get it, right? I've walked several miles in that same shoe. I feel your pain, right? Or I feel your happiness. I understand the magnitude of the win that you just experienced. There's a difference. And one thing I also know is I believe in having a stacked personal board of directors. So in addition to, your family and your friends that you may have, um, and you may call them like your support system, I also consider those like my starting five as part of my personal board of directors. But there's four other players that I believe you need to make sure that you have in place, locked and loaded on your team, right? As active members of your personal board of directors before you quit, for your sanity and all the other reasons I just mentioned up until now, right? So I'm gonna run through that list in just a second, and let you know what my recommendation is, right, based on my experience, and also what I've seen in supporting other millennial entrepreneurs in creating their corporate exit strategy and actually not only positioning themselves to take the leap when they're ready, but actually taking the leap. Before I do that, I want to bring to light the opportunity and the invitation for my millennial entrepreneurs that are straddling, right? You're doing both, you're doing the most, doing all the things, managing life, leadership, your career and business. You're doing all the things, right? You're stretched so thin. You know that you will not be retiring from where you are. You know that you gotta go. You're just not sure when, and you're really not sure about how to actually do it. But the desire is there, and the desire actually keeps you up at night, right? You it might be at your desk right now because it's still business hours, right? Watching me, thinking about like what's next. Like, man, how could I do this, right? And there's somebody watching this that have watched every single one of my videos, and there's something that has resonated with you every single time, right? And you know that you want to work with me. You know that there's something here that will be beneficial to you on your journey of getting to where you where you really want to be sooner than later, right? I want you to tap into that. I want you to lean into that. And I want you to book a complimentary strategy session with me. Go to daniellethecoach.com/apply. It should be above the video, but I'm going to also put it in the comments after I wrap the video as well. But if you know that there is something about me, or that you've been wanting to work with me, but there's something that's keeping you from doing it, I want you to silence the thing that's keeping you from doing it and just lean into possibility. Lean into what could be, right? You don't know what's on the other side of that. I had a conversation with one of my sister friends. She talks about fear all the time. Freedom is on the other side of fear, right? If something is telling you, keeping you from doing it, you're coming up with all of these reasons why you're not ready, or you need to prepare this, you don't. If that was the case, you would already be where you want to be. You would have all the answers, right? So, that being said, if you know that you want to work with me, or if you've had this interest in exploring what's possible, I want you to go to daniellethecoach.com/apply and schedule a call, right? And I'll take it from there. So, I want to get back to the topic for today. 4 players you need on your team or your personal board of directors before you quit, right? The first one is first foremost, I kind of gave it away earlier. It's God, right? If I don't know anything else, that should be first. And let me tell you why. As our creator, God has the answer to our purpose, right? Why we're even here in the first place and what our purpose assignments are. Tapping into your creator and understanding and being in alignment with your divine reason for being here and who you are here to serve, understanding that purpose has everything to do with being of service to somebody else. A lot of the answers that you might be looking for from other people or from examples of other people, you're probably looking in the wrong place, right? So, the very first person that I highly recommend being on your personal board of directors or being a part of your starting 5 is God, right? Absolutely no question about it. And I'm unapologetic about that. Okay. The second person is a therapist. We all go through things, like we all live this thing called life. We all experience things and traumas, right? At different levels and different magnitudes. Understanding that, having a therapist locked in step with you on your journey, personally, professionally, and entrepreneurially, is a game changer. Why? Because you do not need any excess baggage moving forward with you into your greater, into this probably foreign territory, right? There's already enough waiting for you in the space, in the realm of entrepreneurship. The more that you can unpack and equip yourself with the tools to manage, mitigate, and navigate based on past traumas and being able to work through those things when you are triggered, the better position you are to see the obstacle when it presents itself. And it just becomes an obstacle that you just need to cross, right? Or maneuver around, as opposed to a barrier that stops you from being able to move forward and get where you really, really, really want to go, right? So definitely find a therapist, right? Build that relationship and have an outlet to help you process and create a toolkit custom for you and what you got going on, so that you can get to where it is that you really want to be a whole lot sooner, right? Less stalling, less barriers, less um, making mountains out of molehills. It all works in your favor. All right. The third person that you need on your team and on your personal board of directors is a life coach. As your coach, I support you in moving powerfully, confidently, courageously, all the things, right? Towards from where you are towards where you want to be. And here is the thing, right? Someone might say, well, why do I need a coach for that? Well, how long have you been sitting on that thought or that dream or that idea by yourself or with other people, right? And still not any further along. Or maybe you've taken baby steps, or maybe you've taken a few steps, like maybe many steps, right? But then you stop. You're still not there. The dream is still there, and you're no further towards it than you were months ago, maybe even years ago, right? If you could do it by yourself, you would have done it already. And needing help and support is okay. Like we're meant to do life together as human beings, right? But there are some of us who specialize in supporting and holding others accountable and hearing what's not being spoken and helping you to make meaning out of all of the things that are swirling for you that you're too close to see and to make unbiased, non judgmental meaning out of, right? This is why you need a coach. A coach helps you run the ball in the direction of where it is that you really, really, really want to be, right? It helps you take conscious, confident, and courageous action with baked in support and accountability of bringing to life your wildest dreams. And for my clients, that's succeeding in full time entrepreneurship, right? It's being the CEO of self and their business or businesses, right? And creating a legacy and establishing generational wealth, changing the wealth trajectory and paradigm for their family, right? Reshaping the DNA of what's to come after them. My clients got big dreams, and guess what? I dream even bigger for them, period, right? That's why you need a life coach. The fourth player that you need on your personal board of directors or your team is a financial advisor, right? Here's why. A lot of fear comes up when my clients think about taking the leap, right? Because they make good money, right? They have created this lifestyle for themselves that's cushy, right? And when you think about in the corporate space, you make over six figures, you're making a decent living, right? Now, when you compare that to what's possible in the entrepreneurship space, like there's no cap over here. Like we cap ourselves with how much work we're willing to do, right? How much we're willing to charge, right? How many clients and customers it takes to hit our number. This is team no cap in full-time entrepreneurship land. So when you're in the corporate space, right, and you're salaried, making decent money, right, and you think about, man, the security of letting all of that go, man, my benefits, my health insurance, I've been putting money into my retirement. All of these things around finance um, can stop my millennial entrepreneurs from further pursuing their entrepreneurial goals. Finance. And rightfully so. Like it's not unreasonable. Anybody who doesn't understand that is the unreasonable one, right? But just because it's something that concerns you doesn't mean that you should stop there. If you're serious about it, go and list the help that you need. Get a financial advisor. Have these conversations. Look at your numbers. Know how long you can go without making your income, right? How much savings do you have? Speak to a professional, someone that can help you paint that picture and build your confidence muscle, right? Or help you strategize numerically and economically, like when the right time for you to quit actually might be based on your financial life, right? A financial advisor is so necessary. In full transparency, I didn't have one when I quit. I had a very healthy nest egg of savings, right? So that kind of reassured me. and my confidence. Like I knew how far I could go based on my lifestyle, right? But if I had a financial advisor, I would have had even more confidence and I probably would have quit even sooner. So I had to share that nugget with you. And last but not least, right? That's four people. The fifth player in the starting five is you, right? And every person that I just named, every figure that I just named is a part of your starting five, a part of your personal board of directors. In addition to anybody, family and friends, um, whose input and experience that you value, yeah, they're part of your personal board of directors too, right? And that the beauty of your personal board of directors is that they're like a steering committee. At the end of the day, you make the decision. At the end of the day, you get to choose. At the end of the day, you get to decide. However, you are moving in a direction of making informed decisions. They're giving you data, right, for you to consider. They're not making a decision for you, but at least you're not going into things blind, right? You have your trusted advisors, your personal board of directors. You got your starting five, right? And it allows you and affords you, pun intended, the ability to make um, calculated and take calculated risks on purpose and in purpose. So I'll run those back again just in case you missed one. The first person is God. The second person is a therapist. The third person is a life coach. The fourth person is a financial advisor. And of course, you make number five in the starting five, right? And all these people are vital and important to being a part of your personal board of directors. So before I leave, before I end this, I want to make the invitation again. Like if you are really straddling, right? You're doing all the things, managing your career, growing a business on the side, you know, running your family, being an active family member or active parent, whatever your situation might be, you're doing all of the things, you're juggling all of these balls, but you know one of them that you really want to get rid of sooner than later, however possible, is that career that you've known for almost 2 decades, and you know that you want to work with me, you just don't know what that might look like. You don't know in what capacity. You don't have to know that, right? All you got to do is lean in and accept this invitation to schedule a free strategy session with me, right? Just take the first step. Just take the first step. And that's indicative of what your entrepreneurship journey is going to reflect. You're not going to know step 1000 while you're still working your 9 to 5. You got to work on step number one and trust that step number two, three, et cetera, will reveal itself in due time. But you got to take the first step. And if you want something different, you got to do something different. When you know, you know. And if that's you, and if I'm speaking to your heart and your soul, I want you to go to danielacoach.com/apply and book a call. I believe the link is above this video. It'll also be, I'll put it in the comments below as well. But go tap that link and book your call. You don't want to be in the same place that you are now a year from now, having the same internal conversations, right? You know what you got to do. And I look forward to speaking with you. All right. So reassess your personal board of directors. Check on who is on your starting five. And if you got to make some substitutions, make those substitutions and get it done. All right. If you happen to be catching this on a replay, do me a favor and type hashtag replay in the comments. I'm gonna come back around and show you some love. If I said something that really, really spoke to you and resonated with you, let me know that in the comments as well. Okay. And if you know somebody who needs to hear this, go ahead and share this with them. All right.